at the upcoming week for both sides, because with all due respect to the teams I'm about to mention, I think it's safe to say that Liverpool, because of the rivalries they have in store for them, have got the harder fixtures. They're at home for both, I should say, and they're up against Manchester United. We'll get some highlights from them as they were victorious against Norwich in just a moment. Then it's the Merseyside derby. Now, any fan of football, even a casual one, will know how intense those two rivalries can get. And I don't need to tell Jose Enrique that. But for Manchester City, looking at their fixtures, they're up against Brighton at home in midweek. That's at the Etihad, I should say. And after that, they're up against Watford, also at the Etihad Stadium next weekend, who lost earlier tonight. And you sense that their season is gone and they will be relegated. So, Jose, I mean, there's no time to rest, is there? There's no time to appreciate the fact that Liverpool are in another final simply because in a few days' time, they're up against Manchester United.
Exactly. It's like you say, at the end, I don't think they have the time to enjoy it. It's like you say, at the end, they're in the final, they will be enjoying it tonight, but tomorrow they're already focusing in next game. It's no time to really solo in and say, okay, let's enjoy it, you know, because they don't have that time. And like you say, I agree with you. I think the fixtures for Liverpool are on paper, are more difficult because the two derbies, like you say, obviously have been involved, and even if Manchester United is not in the greatest moment, Everton obviously fighting for relegation, these kind of games are different. Obviously, Liverpool is the better side, don't get me wrong, but in a derby, anything can happen. You know, it's very, very difficult. So let's see what happens because, like you said, the fixtures are more difficult, but you never know. Like Brighton surprised today Tottenham, thinking that Tottenham is going to win yes or yes and obviously establish themselves more in the top four, and they lost. This is football, so let's see what happens. But I believe it's in the hands to Manchester City to lose this league because obviously at the moment they are top of the table. That's the reality.
Yeah, let's not forget Brighton have just emerged victorious in back-to-back trips to North London. It's a huge result considering before that, I think they only got 1 point in 6 matches and were struggling to find the back of the net. So for Manchester City, I mean, on paper you would say it's easier because Manchester United and Everton for Liverpool, but it's the Premier League, isn't it, Borley? I mean, if you told me that Tottenham would have won at the Etihad Stadium earlier this season, I would have probably thought, no, really? Or Palace taking points off City? Oh, really? But it happened.
Well, that's just the beauty of the Premier League. You know, Liverpool and Manchester City are head and shoulders above everybody else. That's why they're first and second. But the Premier League, it brings up shocks, you know, especially the latter stages where pressure comes on it. Yeah, Liverpool have got the difficult big games on paper, but at home, you know, we back Liverpool at Anfield. Manchester City away, that's where they drop points. And it could be a surprise. The teams are probably fighting for their lives, fighting to try and get into European positions as well. Away from home is always difficult. You know, Liverpool have got the home advantage, but Manchester City are top. It's in their hands. It's theirs to lose. And it's whether they've got the mentality to keep the concentration, that desire to keep going game on game, as Jose just said. That you've got no time to recover. If the game's gone, Manchester City need to clear their heads, get the mentality right. Pep needs to set them all ready. They're still in the Champions League. They've still got a lot to be proud of, but the season's not over, and the concentration between now and the end of the season is going to be hugely important for both teams.
Yeah, we should also add that after those two Premier League matches, straight after, it's back to the Champions League. So there's Real Madrid just round the corner, and how about this? 2 former clubs of Jose Enrique facing off. I mean, just a quick one, Jose. Are you a bit torn? You play for Villarreal, and we know you play for Liverpool. Where do you stand on this?
Well, you know my reply to that. Obviously, I want Liverpool. I want Liverpool to win. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually Villarreal. Alberto Moreno is still there, obviously, as a player, and he's really a good friend of mine. And he's 45 minutes from here, from where I live, from Valencia. So definitely, I will go to the away game. I'm not sure to Anfield because my wife is pregnant and due in August, so I don't think so. But definitely to when we play here in La Cerámica, that is called the Stadium of Villarreal, definitely I'm going to go. And obviously I'm with Liverpool. I'm so happy that Villarreal is there, don't get me wrong. I believe they do the things very well in that club. It's a very, very small town, Villarreal, because it's actually the owner with a lot of money really built the club how he wanted. He actually brought it from like League 2 in Spain, or even lower than that, to playing semi-final of the Champions League like they did against Arsenal, and they lost, I remember as well. Actually, I joined Villarreal 1 season after. But like I say, obviously, I'm with Liverpool. I want Liverpool to win the Champions League. Yes or yes, I would love that. But if not, definitely I would love Villarreal to win it. I don't want, sorry about this, Michael, but I don't want Manchester City to win it.
Can you imagine if City get to the final and then they lose back-to-back Champions League finals as well? That would be utterly heartbreaking. Jose, you said your wife is pregnant. I know she's English. Your future child, going to support Spain or England?
Oof, that's a good question, eh? You put me out there. You put me out there. To be honest with you, I don't know. I feel like sometimes, because I live all my adult life, call it adult life, more in the UK. I don't know. I watch actually, because my wife loves to watch football as well. I actually don't really watch Spain, to be honest. And I'm Spanish, you know, it's very strange this, you know, and I feel really Spanish and I love, we live in Spain, you know, but actually, I don't know. I would love, because Spain has won everything already a while ago, you know, obviously when I was still a player. I would love England to do it, you know, I will be happy to England to do it. But obviously, listen, between Spain and in England, if it's a final, we can talk about it. I'm not going to give you a reply yet.
Yeah, it's great, though, that it's Spain versus England in both semi-finals. But, wow, that is a tough encounter for your side, Bawley. Real Madrid.
Oh, what a fantastic tie. You know, Manchester City, we know the journey they've been on. You know, the Champions League giants is Real Madrid. That's who you'd love to play for and play against. The opportunity for Manchester City, the last 10 years of where they are. They had the disappointment last year, and can they learn from that? Liverpool did it a few years ago when they lost the final. They got back-to-back, and then they were triumphant the following year. Hopefully Manchester City can do the same, but they've got an experienced club in the Champions League who just always seems to find a way to win. They haven't had the best seasons, you know, and Champions League, they just seem to come alive. Obviously, Benzema, we know what a top player, what talent he is. You know, he can hurt anyone in a small fraction of the time. He finds spaces all the time, but his ability to find the back of the net in the Champions League is unbelievable. And Manchester City will need to be, you know, 100% to play them. You know, they can't play them off the park. They've got to be confident. They've got to have that belief that they lack today, that they can go against one of the best teams ever to play in the Champions League with the most trophies, to play against them and be a part of that. It's fantastic for Manchester City where they've come from, but now they need to start believing that they can become Champions League winners. And that's why Pep came to Manchester City. That's where the fans believe and back how Pep set his sides up. So now it's an opportunity to play against the best, and to win the Champions League, you've got to beat the best.
Yeah, well, we know they're going to be facing Real Madrid. We don't know if they'll get to the final, or they'll face Liverpool or Villarreal. As for the remaining Premier League fixtures for City, they've got Leeds United on top of Brighton and Watford, like I earlier mentioned, Newcastle, West Ham and Aston Villa. As for Liverpool, apart from the matches which I've already mentioned this coming week, they've also got Newcastle, another one of Jose's former sides at St James's Park. They've got Tottenham, Villa, Southampton, Wolves, and that will round up their campaign. We'll have to see what happens come May, of course.